My dear youngsters, we are now in the midst of a pandemic that has disrupted every sphere of activity and impacted India and the rest of the world in an unprecedented way. While the Indian economy is projected to contract this year, I am confident that it will bounce back with an impressive growth rate in 2021. And again, the position of the fastest growing emerging economy will be able to regain it. In this pandemic period, where all other sectors contracted, agriculture alone performed well and provided vital support to the economy. That's why I salute the farmers of the country. In fact, there was no impact of COVID on the area covered under Kharif crops, though the farmers also were affected. The area under cultivation has increased around 59 lakh hectare. More area was reported under Kharif crops as compared to last year. What a remarkable achievement of the hard-working farmers. The timely pre-positioning of inputs by the governments of India, states like seeds, pesticides, fertilizers, machinery and credit has made it possible for larger coverage during the lockdown conditions. Food grain production is pegged at a record of 144.52 million tons in the 2020-21 Kharif season, compared to 143.38 million tons during the 2019-20. Notwithstanding this crisis, I salute once again the farmers for displaying indomitable spirit and dedication even during the most difficult times. My dear sisters and brothers, the growth of agriculture sector has now to be viewed in the context of several transformative changes with reference to growing population, shrinking farmlands, land degradation, expanding urbanization, changes in consumption pattern, climate change, acute dependence on rainfall, weak market linkages, and inefficient supply chains with high levels of wastage. These are the challenges. It is a matter of concern that water tables are going down and irrigation sources are getting increasingly polluted, posing a major challenge for increasing agricultural production, especially in a water-scarce state like Tamil Nadu. This calls for breeding efforts to develop drought-tolerant genotypes and water-saving technologies. Reduce, reuse, recycle water. It is a duty of not only governments, it is a duty of every individual. I understand that the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has made a mark in the field of developing engineered genotypes using traditional and biotechnological tools for biotic and abiotic stress resistance. I would like you to further intensify the research in this area. A crop variety with inbuilt resistant capacities can avert many of the climatic problems. In this context, it is pertinent to appreciate Tamil Nadu for bagging the Best State Award for Water Management for the year 2019 from the Ministry of Jal Shakti, which I have presented to the state on 11th November 2020. The performance of Tamil Nadu state agriculture and allied activities over the years has been exemplary, not only in terms of production, but also in terms of adoption of new high-yielding varieties and technologies resulting in highest productivity. My dear students, the direct impact of climate change over the next few decades will be on agriculture and food systems. The situation calls for development of climate-resilient crop varieties which can withstand a broad spectrum of stresses such as drought, flood, submergence, heat, cold, salinity, insect pests and diseases. For this reason, every effort or any effort to increase the resilience of Indian agriculture must aim at developing stress-resistant varieties and other management practices to adapt to climate volatility technologies and methods which can lessen the vulnerability of small and marginal farmers are needed. Genome editing in general CRISPR case 19 in particular are revolutionary tools that can impact the science, food production and society in the days to come. This technology has great potential to transform agriculture by making plants tolerant to biotic and abiotic stresses and improving their nutritional value and yield. I am happy to note that this university has already started using this technology for accelerated crop improvement. For example, it is used for augmenting beta-carotene and aroma in rice, imparting resistance to salinity and for herbicide tolerance, among others. Agricultural mechanization is crucial for modernization and commercialization of agriculture. Use of improved implements has the potential to increase productivity up to 30% and reduce the cost of cultivation up to 20%. There is a need for greater attention on developing need-based machinery. I am happy to note that the Tamil Nadu is giving assistance for machines, transplanting of paddy and promoting custom hiring centers in a big way. At this juncture, I wish to add that exploiting solar power for varied field operations like lightning, fencing and drying of produce is the need of the hour. I am happy that the Prime Minister has taken initiative to join the to form the International Solar Alliance. And we are making remarkable progress. Nanotechnology is an emerging new field. It can be gainfully used in tackling some of the problems in agriculture. I appreciate the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University for being a pioneer in this field by setting up dedicated nanotechnology center for agriculture research as early in 2010. I am told this center has developed, among other things, nano diagnostics for on-site detection of moisture, nutrient deficiencies and pesticide residues and nano agriculture inputs. My dear sisters and brothers, agriculturists across the country and the state of Tamil Nadu, the government of India has initiated number of steps for revitalizing agriculture. There has been a paradigm shift and the focus has been on doubling the farmer's income. The recent implementation of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi PM Kisan is also a boon to benefit more than 72% of India's farmers. This income support combination with subsidies provided by various schemes could have multiplier effect on economic benefits to the farmers. To augment the farmer's income, we must strive to improve productivity, efficiency and use resources, increase cropping intensity and diversify high-value crops. Every effort must be made to ensure that farmers receive remunerative price through better storage and processing and efficient market mechanisms for inputs, financing and sale of output. Farmers must be allowed to sell their produce anywhere they like. This is one country. There has to be common market for the entire country. That's why this e-NAM is very much essential. It has to be expanded and also we must take steps to see that rural godowns, cold storage, refrigerator vans and also timely, affordable, cheap credit are very much required for agriculture. And central government and state governments are taking steps in this direction. But we need to take many more steps in this direction. Because agriculture is prone to vagaries of monsoon. It faces many challenges. So government must always give a helping hand to agriculture. And the farmers who are not only working for them, they are working for the country. They should be given all support. And there has to be a shift in the attitude of governments, parliament, legislatures, this Niti Aayog, media, everybody has to give due attention to agriculture and encourage agriculture. understand the problems in agriculture, address those problems on timely basis. That is the need of the hour. As graduates of this reputed agriculture university, I call upon each one of you to spearhead a technology-led sustainable agricultural development, enable farmers to realize better incomes and ensure food and nutritional security to the teeming of millions of our country. Your research must be relevant and society should be useful and focus on finding solutions. Science and research is for the betterment of the humanity. So we must come out with such solutions, such technologies which are farmer friendly, which will help them, which will enable them to do better job and produce better crops. Vietnam, I've been there, a small country. Our rice is introduced by our great scientist, Swaminathan. Their production capacity is more than us. Why? They have increased the production by new methods, newer methods. You youngsters who are all graduating on the research, please focus your attention on finding out new varieties, resistant varieties, increasing more production. This is the need of the hour. The youngsters should think there is no depth of knowledge among our youngsters. What is required is identifying that knowledge, talent, and giving skill upgradation. This is what the universities are doing. Let us not allow the impact of COVID-19 dampen our spirits and thoughts for tomorrow. As you graduate into a world that is more challenging, remember to embrace the challenges and also the changes. Face boldly the challenges and tap the opportunities that lie ahead. You have to shoulder the responsibility of creating a better world with innovation, creativity, and compassion. The Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has earned many laurels in its more than 100 years of existence. I am sure that the university will keep up its quest for excellence. Amesha. Always you must have that quest for excellence. That is very much required. And you must achieve many more landmarks in the years ahead. My best wishes to all of you. I have an advice to all of you. Please promote, propagate, and feel proud of your mother tongue. Everybody should remember 5 things. 1, mother. You should never, never, never forget your mother, parents. Mother includes father also. Second, you should remember your native place, Janma Bhumi. Do something back to your village and you become something big. Third, you should also remember the mother tongue, the beautiful language, Tamil, ancient. You must promote, understand, and propagate that language. Feel proud to speak in your mother tongue. And fourth, motherland, this great country, ancient civilization. We must feel proud of our country always. Irrespective of caste, creed, sex, religion and region. India is one. We are one nation. We may be Tamilians, we may be Telugus, we may be Kannadigas, but at the same time, we are all Bharatiyas. This has to be remembered by one and all. We should promote the national integration. Share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. Vasudhaika Kutumbakam, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu is our philosophy. So you must take care. So in our life also you must take care of the neighboring people. That has been our philosophy. The name and fame you earn, the wealth you earn and you create, you have to share with others, then only you will get happiness. Then only you will get happiness. So please develop that psychology. In addition to that, follow our traditions, our culture, our heritage given by our forefathers. I am here in Tamil Nadu and I would like to tell the Chancellor, the Governor and the Vice Chancellor, please see to it at the earliest we go for Indianized dress, traditional dress of your own choice. There is no direction. We must go and give away slowly this British practices. And also I heard people saying Mr. Chancellor. No, you must say respectable Chancellor. Mr. and Mrs. is not our listing. You have Thiru, you have Tamil, you have our own languages. So try to slowly change these things also. And also, as I told you, that you have a greater responsibility. We have enough food now. We have surplus production also. But at the same time, remember, population is increasing. World population also is increasing. It is not only our duty to produce food for ourselves. We must also be in a position to supply food for the world. That should be our motto. So increase more production. And also produce more proteinous food. And our children, their people also should understand the need to have proteinous food. What are the lessons of this COVID? One is of course physical fitness. In the entire world you are seeing how the casualties are. Comparatively casualties are less in India. Why? Because of our resistance power, our endurance, our habits, our practices, of course our weather conditions also. We must increase, yes, I was telling about resistance. We must also develop able bodies by adopting the needed physical activity, all the youngsters who are joining various professions. Second, also follow good, nutritious food habits. Don't be tempted by this modern food. Morning they were serving me breakfast. I said, from where you are getting? They said, we are getting from a star hotel. I said, go and get the breakfast for me, either from Annapurna or Ananda Bhavan, I told them. Because that is more tasty. I am not against star hotels. But what I am trying to say is Indian food, you have so many varieties. Beautiful food. And you can enjoy. You can enjoy hundreds of varieties. In Tamil Nadu also there is no depth of food choices. In vegetarian, in non-vegetarian, very famous items are there. But slowly children are getting tempted because of westernization, TV, advertisement and all. Pizza, burger, they may be suitable to those conditions, but not suitable to our conditions. Our Vardhu Kolamu, our More Kolamu, they are more suitable to us than other things. I am just saying it in a lighter way so that you understand. Good food practices, eating proteinous food. Don't be tempted by instant food. Instant food means constant disease. This has to be understood by all. Food has to be cooked properly. That is the tradition of India. That's why this resistance has come to us. So please follow good practices. Advise the society also about good practices. And then try to be socially conscious. And then take care of, as I told you, mother tongue, and also native Janmabhoomi and motherland, and finally Guru also. With all technology, Guru can never be replaced. Google can never replace Guru. Google is important, useful, but at the same time Guru is more. We must respect, we must remember the teachings of our Gurus and then take the right forward. That's my advice to all of you, my dear youngsters. Before I conclude, I would like to ask the youth of the country to think of posterity and ensure that our future generations inherit a beautiful, bountiful, green and livable planet. Thank you very much. Nandri, Vanakkam. Jai Hind.